which are still looking very, very tricky.
Yeah, and when it's damp and hot,
Ahora que va a entrar
even when
gente
it's
también.
full wet, it's like breaking with an egg.
Son como las 9
Really
ya.
don't want to push too hard.
Casi las 10 de la mañana en Latinoamérica. Las 8. Ya tú sabes que todavía entre, todavía entre 2 horas más están esos directos prendiendo.
Came out with this last weekend in the ERC. There are quite a few people from Spain saying they have a similar phrase. Sammy Pyrie, who were just briefly on board with there, he was heading towards the first split sector on this stage. For Andreas Mikkelsen is almost done. It's just this final sector now, down towards the flying finish.
You can see from Andreas' helmet and his position with his hand that he's pushing quite a lot more now this morning. He's moving his head and really he's fighting. So it's for me it's good to see that they are pushing him more committed than in the morning.
And that is the stage done. 10:43.4 this time around. Compare it to what we saw earlier on, which was an 11:05.6 this morning.
Vale, llama a tu madre cualquier cosa baje para abajo.
Yeah, it's very clean. Even the cuts, everything is quite clean. So not as difficult as this morning, that's for sure. No fine.
Obviously, you're first on the road. You've got 2 teammates, one that's in second place overall. Are you going to fire back some information on this piece of road to them?
Yeah, of course. I try to help them as much as I can.
Not very juiced, watching everything carefully, waiting for the stage.
And I think this is the benefit now of having the coverage when you have, I mean, obviously the Reno crews have gone through, they've updated them as well, but to actually visually see it is a massive help right now, considering the conditions are very different this morning.
Nosotros estamos mal, todos.
And like this morning, Oliver said he went off in the same corner as Forman, and without on the TV, it's impossible for him to tell that on the set line. But of course, they're watching and
they are. I mean, I caught up with Philip Marish earlier in the media zone. We were just chatting about the morning. He's really enjoying himself out on the stages, and he said, you know, he was watching before he went in. And I said, maybe sometimes that isn't a good thing to watch too much. And he said, yeah, no, I agree. It's can be a little bit of information overload, and maybe you don't want to know how difficult it is going to be in there. But knowledge is power at the end of the day. Sammy Pyrie is setting exactly the same pace as Andreas Mikkelsen up at 5 kilometres. Let's have a look at Gregor Munster here. In comparison to Mikkelsen, he's 1.4 slower at 11 Ks. And that's the scenes back in M Sports team base here in the service park. That's the car of Adrian Formeau and Alex Corrier that's being worked on now in readiness for coming back under restart rules tomorrow. Super Sunday tomorrow, remember, so the points for the fastest driver through the day.
from the heli shot here, you can see that Greg is also, he's pushing, he was jumping over that crossroad and was very close to the outside on the curve, and again on the next right-hander he was cutting quite aggressive. It's, I like to see that Greg also is racing his pace.
Ni jálala para allá.
Jordan, who's our next car to complete, Sammy Kyrie is now quicker than Mickelson. Up a split through by 7/10 of a second. Taka Katsuta has started the stage. Just a note that Taka has received a 16-second penalty onto his time, and that is because in the virtual chicane in this stage, he was 8 kilometers over the speed limit. And that, of course, was from earlier on this morning. Jordan is through. Let's cross out to Julian Porter then, who's grabbing a word with all of our drivers here.
Who was in front of you said it was quite a nice stage. It's nice and dry. Did you really enjoy that one?
More dry, but more tricky because there are a lot of gravels. Some places are very, very tricky. So it's more dangerous than in the morning, but faster.
I think he said that it's more dangerous in the morning, also because the pace is quite more high, so the risk of doing a mistake is also higher than in the morning. But from my point of view, it looks drier and easier to drive now, but in some places it's really full of gravel.
Yeah, you can really see it in some sectors, like you say. Seconds adrift on Mickelson's time in there for Greg Van Munster. Let's see if he's happy with that time, because it looks like a good start to the afternoon for him, certainly. 10:45.5 the time on the board.
Soy Yasmina de Carglass. Llevas viendo este impacto desde hace días. Mejor entra en carglass.es. Seguro que muy cerca de ti encontrarás uno de nuestros talleres. Pide cita ahora y en 30 minutos reparamos tu parabrisas dañado.
Carglass cambia, Carglass repara.
Ahora en Carglass, por la reparación o sustitución de tu parabrisas, te regalamos una caja de herramientas Canaries.
¿Cómo consigo paz mental?
Mira cómo limpiar, mira cómo desinfectarte. Las superficies no estropea. Oye, es que no irrita. Con perro y niña estoy tranquila.
Sanitol, higiene total y paz mental.
Soy Aida, de Carglass. Si tienes un impacto en tu parabrisas, no esperes a que se rompa.
Mejor, pide cita directamente en Carglass. Puedes hacerlo a través de nuestra web o por teléfono, eligiendo el día y la hora que mejor te vaya. Y no te preocupes por los trámites con tu seguro, que de eso nos encargamos nosotros.
Carglass cambia, Carglass repara.
Ahora en Carglass, por la reparación o sustitución de tu parabrisas, te regalamos una caja de herramientas Canaries.
What was it like in there?
Yeah, actually the Tanak is fully dry. Just when you get to the forest, it's still a bit damp, but very muddy in the cuts. So some poles are gone, some cuts appear from nowhere. So for sure it's more tricky, but if you stay in the line, it's not too much of a problem.
And how is the car handling?
We're still struggling a bit with the front, but we're in a much better place than yesterday. So we'll try to find that small thing that can give the extra confidence.
Both complain Adrian and that they struggle with the front of the car. And often in a team, one driver is testing more than the other, and they find a setup, and it's easy to adapt that setup and just try it out. But it might also be that they are testing in different conditions, you know, with a more open diff or more stiff front diff that makes cause this problem for both of them. So it's all about how to try to adapt back to this dry kind of roads and do changes step by step.
So that is the virtual chicane. Sorry if there's any confusion there. And this is what, unfortunately, they picked up a penalty for being 8 kilometers per hour over the limit, which is 50. So you get a warning before you head into the virtual chicane. There are warning boards. Once you're in the virtual chicane, the area of it, you have an alert on your, or be in between the console, I guess, the alert which comes through from the timing to show when you've actually slowed down to the 50 kilometers per hour. And then you get the indication that you can then go. I think by the looks of things, there's a lot of notifications coming in the last 5 minutes or so, and I think quite a few people have fallen foul of it today.
Good time.
It is a good time. It's the fastest time on the board. I was wondering if it was going to be, because he lost a little bit of ground just on the final split point, but he's got it back in the end. 10:42.9 then for Sami Pyri. That is the fastest time through so far. Half a second on Mikkelsen, and a good start to what is looking like a drier afternoon, certainly, than this morning.
Sammy, I'm loving this new weather and this dry conditions because I can see your nice white car. I love white rally cars, but what was it like on that road?
Yeah, quite okay. Still some places, or quite many places with some dirt and a little bit of dampness still, so it's still not so clean, but quite enjoyable anyway. So I think it's like again quite solid being run.
When the conditions are a bit more stable, can you push a little bit more to explore those limits?
Maybe, yeah. So obviously on the dry condition, then you need to really be committed and really know how much you can go for all the corners. So it's still not so easy. It's a different type of learning then, but yeah, it's quite nice anyway.
And in finish, please, Sammy.
Rex, I can see some shadow, which means there's some sun.
No, surely not. We had a beautiful day on Thursday, didn't we? It's lovely and sunny on Thursdays. Yeah, it's been a little while since we've seen the sun today. It's been very grey and cloudy throughout the entire morning.
But it looks like now the sun is coming through, because you can see some places that is more bright than other places. So.
Alvin Evans comes into the afternoon in third position overall. He's only 3.6 seconds behind Tanak. He's 8.1 seconds off the lead. However, for Evans, Tanak is faster by 1.3 seconds at the second split point. There's a bit of an exclamation from Tanak at the end and we don't know why. Is that good or is that bad? 10:42.7 is certainly the fastest time through so far. We'll try and find out with Julian what that was all about, whether he feels it was a really good run.
Tucker, I'm just keeping out of the way because the sun's shining. It's the first time we've seen the sun this weekend since the rally started. Did that make a difference in the stage?
Not really.
It's not drier?
Yeah, for sure drier than this morning, but yeah, at least I've seen some 2 days ago. It was quite nice weather. Not enough, but yeah, everything is fine.
You happy with that run?
So.
Lost with words now, it was silent.
I'm not sure what was going on there with Tanak.
Had a little over the finish line.
We don't really know whether that was a good or a bad.
But he was smiling quite a lot, so it was not too bad.
Well, yeah, maybe not too bad. Who knows? It's a mystery which may never be solved, people. 10:42.7 is the time for Tanak. Okay, here we go then. We have now Evans, Tanak and Ogier all sending back splits. But split. What? 11 kilometres in, it's split number 4. Tanak, you can see there, is the fastest man in the field, 2.1 seconds quicker than Elvin Evans. Ogier was faster than Tanak at the opening split, but is now level at 5.7 Ks. And Ogier is our rally leader. He's got 4.5 seconds on Oit. It was a fantastic run on this stage this morning from Oit.
Compartan el directo, por favor. Los que están viendo la carrera, que el directo lo compartan. Mi gente de Estados Unidos, New Jersey, Pensilvania, el Bronx, Manhattan, Massachusetts. Vamos, toda mi gente compartiéndolo.
Think about the manufacturer points, but in the end, I think Oit and Cyril agree that it will be something in between.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. There's a couple of factors this weekend, not just about the Drivers' Championship, which, you know, a little window again.
Los que están mirando el directo, que lo compartan, por favor. Con su familia, con su primo, con su padre, para que se entretengan un rato y disfruten esta carrerita. El Napo y Honguito. Los que van al Napo que comenten y los que van a Honguito que comenten a ver quién quiere que gane de los dos.
Last split we got from Oit is 2.6 seconds quicker than Elvin.
Compartan el directo.
Elvin, you are quickest through of the drivers so far, but the people you're battling with the podium are quicker than you. What could you have done better?
It was difficult conditions out there. It is what it is. Of course, it's dry and a lot of pollution. We did what we could, so let's see.
Yeah, we knew there would be a lot of pollution. We saw that earlier, didn't we? A lot of drivers commented on it that second pass was going to be difficult. It's proving to be. Third split in for Ogier now against Tanak, 1.7. Ogier 1.7 slower than Tanak. The split you can see there is the final split point on the stage. You see that Evans is 2.6 seconds adrift.
Vamos, compartan la carrera.
Rally leaders then, Sebastian Ogier and Vincent Londe, who are trying to hold on to the lead here against a charging Tanak.
de cargas. Si tienes un impacto en tu
Método estable.
So you can see them slowing in the virtual chicane, and then Vincent Lorde gives Ogier the sign when he can get back on the throttle.
Gives him the green light, go, and then he's back on it.
Compartan el directo, por favor. Los que la están viendo la carrera, que compartan el directo. Gracias por los corazones. Suscríbanse al canal del Chema RD. Somos una realidad. Somos casi 7,000 suscriptores. No te pierdas la película que te puede ofrecer este canal. No te la pierdas. Comparte el canal, suscríbase, compártela el directo y apoya un latino de verdad, un hombre puro.
It is going to be a huge battle to get the maximum points at the end of Saturday. Old Tanak then has done all he can on this one, 3.4 seconds quicker than Evans. At 10:34.8.
Compartiendo el directo y dándole a me gusta. Si está viendo mi carrera, comparte el directo y dale a me gusta.
You said in the media, sir, that you had a message about your time in this stage first time round was a bit quick. You need to be quick now to get past Ogier, and you are quicker than everybody on the splits.
Yeah, let's see. We try our best. Conditions they aren't easy, but yeah, at least we know a bit from the first class. They are not easy. Some places the aggregates have been moved to the road from the first course. Yeah, some sketchy situations.
A few surprises there.
Haven't heard him use sketchy in a while.
But it is sketchy in some places.
We can definitely agree with him there. Situation's changed though, hasn't it, from this morning? Obviously it's Thierry Neuville in the lead this morning, and maybe the team saw its time and thought, oh, are we risking a lot here? But now they are going to want him to get ahead of Sebastian Ogier for the Manufacturers' Championship points. Oit will want to as well, and look at this, you know, it is a superb run from Tanak. That's the predicted split on what it would be.
Compartiendo la carrera.
Ogier 3.2 slower than Tanak at the final split.
Compártanla, denle a me gusta al directo y pongan comentarios su bandera de su país, de donde están viendo la carrera en directo del Chema RD.
at the media zone that trying to catch these boys in front now this afternoon was all but impossible. The time gap was too big with what he lost this morning. It was really disappointing for him. He drops 33 seconds off the lead, almost 34 and 25.7 outside of podium.
Los que están mirando el directo, que lo compartan, por favor. Dele a me gusta. Hasta con educación se lo pido, con por favor. Comparta el directo, comparta el directo. Tiene que compartirlo. Por donde tú quieras, pero compártelo, por favor. Para que siga rodando, para seguir creciendo. No te quedes nada más mirándome, ayúdame.
He needs to get the best out of it for sure. I mean, his teammate and his closest rival in the championship is ahead of him, and that is Tanak. And there's not a lot he can do about that at this point in time. So Sebastian Ogier completes 3.4 seconds behind Tanak. It does mean now that Tanak is only 1.1 seconds behind Seb. This battle for maximum points today, and the lead of the rally is really, really close between Ogier and Tanak.
Vamos a compartirlo, el directo. Vamos a compartirlo, vamos. Vamos.
Second, no timing pause, but I can tell you that point is quicker than is now. 1.1 in your favor, though. Still in the lead. You are still in the lead. Yes, that is good.
Comparte el directo si me está mirando. Vamos, vamos a compartirlo. Disfruten el rally en directo. Tiempo real, ¿oyeron? Esto en tiempo real. Compártanlo, compártanlo.
Julian can live on that drawing though for a couple more minutes before that car departs. And he's right though, we do need to see some of the super sad quality that, you know, when he turns it on, Mr. Ogier, he really does. And an Ogier-Tanak battle is the one you always want to watch, because neither of them give up at all.
Yeah, I've said it a few times. Rallying is always exciting.
Comparte el directo. Si me está mirando, comparta mi directo. El Chema RD en la casa, somos una realidad, somos casi 7,000 suscriptores. Vamos compartiéndole, muchas gracias a los que se están uniendo, que papá Dios me lo bendiga. Toda mi gente de Latinoamérica, Ecuador, Venezuela, Cuba, Argentina, México, todos esos países, mi gente de Estados Unidos, del Bronx, New Jersey, Pensilvania, Manhattan. ¿Qué es lo que ustedes dicen? Estamos activos, popó, popó. No olvides compartirlo, el directo. Compártelo. Vamos, vamos, por favor, compártelo. Ponme un comentario, dale a me gusta. Deja la demagogia para que Dios te ayude, manito.
Then Hoyt will get more points than Terry, but you want him to pass Seb in the manufacturer.
Yeah.
So it's a give and take now, because it's a difficult situation.
It is a difficult situation. Difficult for, I'm sure, them to watch. It's great for us. I love it.
Vamos, los que lo están mirando, que lo compartan. Si me quiere ayudar, suscríbete y comparte el directo. Si me quiere ayudar de corazón a mí, comparte el directo y suscríbete a mi canal. El Chema RD es una realidad, manito. Disfruten la carrera en directo. Esto es en tiempo real, ¿oyeron? Esto no es de que repetido ni de que de 7 meses. Esto está sucediendo en tiempo real.
Nivelle is now 36.8 off the lead, 28.7 seconds adrift of podium. Let's get his thoughts with Julian.
Vamos, vamos, compartiendo el directo.
nothing we can do at the moment, so obviously.
Vamos, vamos, compártanlo, vamos a subir este directo, vamos a subirle este directo, vamos a subirle gente.
Until there was no warnings and the feeling was good. And yeah, just the one.
Dejen su demagogia, dejen su careta. Un puto monster adelante ahí para que no piensen tampoco que alcohol, que le enseño 60 botellas.
I mean, it's more drier and more predictable as well, so yeah.
Que la cosa está por aquí en una copa. ¿Vieron? Que no le miento. Lo hice para que vean que no le miento. Que pase lo que pase.
There's not a lot he can do from the position that he's in, but as Julian Riley said, who knows what is going to happen in front.
And then he gets a little smile.
Ya. Es tu casa, que vengan bien, que los reciben mejor. Vamos compartiendo el directo, la gente que son mías, la gente del Chema. Frena el video. Bendiciones para ti y tu familia. Comparte el directo con tu familia. Compártelo en cualquier plataforma, en cualquier redes sociales de la tuya. Ahora mismo, por favor, compártelo. Para que lo vean otras personas y de ahí se coleguen al canal mío. Vamos, los que me están mirando, que compartan el directo en cualquier plataforma que ustedes tengan. Para que así se coleguen al directo mío, por favor. Vamos, apoyen al Chema RD. Esto es un sueño hecho realidad con papá Dios, sí. Todos los sueños se cumplen igual que la fecha.
It's another great run from Nikolai, and I would like to see him one day in Rally 1 car. He did many rallies in Rally 2 car, and I think it's time to give that.
See what he can do.
Still running a full experience, so it would be great to see him in a rally.
Pero no me gustan esas cosas. Ellos se van, todos van a venir para la habitación. Le dije, mira, ponle la camiseta que hay, todo mi casa. ¿Cómo se ve con acá? Ellos se van a meter para yo no puedo, tú tienes que ¿qué pasa algo? Y ahí te la pongo. Coño, dale el bobo, vete. Pero ya se va a dormir.
Will be well noted. We're on board with Oliver Solberg right now, just having a look to see what you can see how messy it is in parts here on the stage. Reminded within the WRCT category, he's not scoring points this weekend. He's not registered for points, so he doesn't show it in the overall classifications for WRCT Championship itself. Man, he does though, and it looks like something may well have happened in here for Philip Marish, because he has dropped some time to Nikolai. 6.5 up from Nikolai first split, then he's 9 down on the next one. So there may be a little story from Philip Marish.
Estamos compartiendo el directo a la gente del Chema. Compártalo por cualquier plataforma, por favor, ahora mismo. Compartir, mándelo por donde quiera. Tana, prende la pasta y ponen el humo.
Fighting to get onto the WRC2 podium. Kaito.
Although obviously this morning you had a little off in here, but the pace is really good this afternoon against
Dame una valleta.
Rally 2. How's it for you?
Yeah, we changed the car now. Like how it should be this morning, and getting his back.
No pasa que aquí es un equipo.
So nice car is for sure he's trying up a lot and there's unexpected moments of trouble there, but
So what kind of things have you changed to make it drive like it should?
no, it's just to get it a bit softer, a bit more progressive. Yeah. Okay. This morning was very slippery.
Yo la llevo, si quieres.
So we were a bit on the stiff side, so now we went softer to just get it a bit more progressive.
Let's take a look at the car of Philip Marish then, who appears to have lost some time early on in the stage.
It looks to be in fine condition. Maybe it's been stalled the engine, maybe in the junction.
Yeah, it could be either one of those things, couldn't it? I mean, it's looking on fine form. There's nothing evident from anywhere around the car of any incident. I'm looking at the splits of Kaitanovic to Marchik right now. Kaitanovic is 1.3 quicker than Marchik at 5 kilometers. Kaito is on a big push here. He really does want to get into that podium position. 2.8 seconds is what he's going to make up.
Late on the braking, so chicane as well.
Oh, he's 2.9 quicker than Marchik now. That would be a position change. That's the third split point.
It's 200 kph now.
Absolutely on the limit.
On the limit, you're actually into this left-hander, so it's quite fast out there with tricky places and dodgy brakings on the damp places.
Compartan el directo, por favor. Los que están viendo la carrera, yo no sé cómo yo se lo voy a pedir, pero yo de por favor les pido que lo compartan ahora mismo. Ahora yo voy a ver si me escuchan, o yo voy a ver si en verdad ustedes están para mí, o ustedes son unos demagogos, tienen maldad en su corazón. Pónganme un comentario. Pónganme Chema para adelante. Pónganme los comentarios. Chema para adelante. Voy a ver si ustedes tienen a Dios o tienen al diablo en su corazón.
Precise and fast, so it was from this moment it was good.
That's such a shame that came in, because it would have been a good time otherwise. But an overshoot, and that's where the time loss has gone with Marish, so not such a mystery anymore.
I mean, a few of the splits it was actually equal time with Oliver, so it's after he stalled the engine it was really good towards the finish of the stage.
Mika Marchik will edge a little bit closer to Philip Marish. He's 7.1 seconds faster.
Yo espero que ustedes están viendo la carrera, pero no me están demostrando que son míos. Si ustedes me demostraran que fueran míos, me pusieran un comentario. Si me hubieran demostrado que yo soy de ustedes y que ustedes en verdad me llevan, me hubieran puesto un comentario. Y al yo pedirle un comentario en la palabra de que si me llevan y no me lo ponen, la respuesta es que no me llevan. Pero nada, está todo valor. Y nada, Dios lo de Dios yo. Pero recuerde que cuando usted le esté pidiendo a Dios, recuerde que usted le pidió y usted no ayudó yo. Tranquilo, no pasa nada, baby. Bendición para ti y tu familia. Y que Dios lo bendiga hoy, mañana y siempre. Y quédese con su comentario y disfrute mi carrera. Traicionero, demagogo. Yo no quiero ser amigo tuyo ni en esta vida ni en la otra, ¿oíste? Pasa.
To fight with Nico Maciek, it's I think he wants to prove that he's the fastest Polish runner on this rally.
Certainly a motivation, isn't it? He's doing a great job so far on this stage. He's 4.5 seconds faster now. 13 Ks. So based on these splits alone right now, he would change position with Nico Maciek, who has just completed the stage 11:24.2.
Comparte el directo, demagogo. Ya que nada más estoy disfrutando la carrera, compártelo. No tiene valor ni de ponerme un comentario. Pero tranquilo, ¿oíste? Que después me va a tocar a mí.
Much better than in the first loop. Yeah, we are going for the next one. So there's more in Nico Maciek, yeah? There's more speed. Yeah, I hope.
He hopes. Kaito 4.1 seconds up on Maciek now. Final split points.
Escucha cómo suenan esos motores, comparte esa carrera con los fanáticos del rally, compártela. Porque ustedes no ni comparten mi directo, ni me dicen si... No, hombre, no me ponen un comentario, no me ponen nada.
You can see from Kaito's face that he's on it. So focused, not the blink, he's just like so focused.
Totally is. A reminder that Nico Maciek's time is 11:24.2 through this stage.
First attempt in every corner on the brakes is pretty hard, so you can hear he's knocking off the wheels a bit and then it's more soft, but I believe he's braking that late that they really need to push quite hard on the brake line. I believe there's an engineer not fully agree with Kaito to be that hard on the brake line, but we drive as we want.
11:20.9 for Kaito Kaitanovic. And he does push himself into third position overall in WRC2. Half a second separates him and Nico Maciek. That is one to watch across the next two stages for us here. Beyond Borders, the longest stage of the day is coming up. Tanak has taken the fastest time on stage 12 overall, 10:34.8, 3.4 seconds clear of Sebastian Ogier and Alvin Evans. Then it was Neuville and Takamoto Katsuta to the top five. Ogier is leading by 1.1 seconds over Tanak now. Tanak has narrowed that gap. Alvin Evans is in third position, 8.1 seconds off the lead. Then Thierry Neuville is fourth. Takamoto Katsuta is in fifth position.
Yo, ahora,
Vamos compartiendo el directo. Si usted no es un demagogo y no tiene demagogia en su corazón, comparte el directo del Chema RD. Vamos compartiendo el directo del Chema RD. A los colegas tuyos, al viejo tuyo, a tu mamá, a tu tío, a tu colega, compártesela, mándesela por cualquier red que tú tengas, pero mándasela. Mi gente de Latinoamérica se lo estoy pidiendo con el corazón que la compartan, para que la vea todo el mundo, que todo el que pueda que la vea. Está transmitiendo el Chema RD en directo, en exclusivo para ustedes. Toda mi gente de Latinoamérica, vamos compartiéndola.
The Spanish round marks our second stop on this 8-round campaign with the new look ERC calendar, including a first UK-based round for 8 years at Rally Podium in Wales, a return to Estonia, and the new Tanak event in Poland to wrap up the season. So, coming into round 2, reigning champion Hayden Pound will face a fit again Matt Osberg, a number of asphalt aces, and as ever, a group of local stars hungry to take the fight to the ERC regulars on Gran Canaries' treacherous tarmac tracks.
I think the biggest thing here is we've been consistently fast over every stage and reduce mistakes. Obviously, again, it's the same every rally, but I think the even more so. Fast technical stages, looks like the wheel's going to be right for the weekend, so maybe a bit of time management will come into it as well. So, of course, we want to be fighting in the front, but we're under no illusions that we won't have difficult energy.
Always here on Canaries, there are so many fast drivers, like 10 to 15 drivers, you know, changing to win stages, and it's so competitive. And 2 weeks ago, I didn't feel so well, so unfortunately we couldn't start the rally, but I've recovered well, and through the last week now I feel almost back to normal. So now I'm fit to fight.
We never know what type of tires we have to put on the car, so we never know what is the weather, close to the sea, close to the mountain. It's always different. Sometimes you're on the clouds, sometimes it's sunny, so really difficult and demanding a lot.
This is a completely different tarmac than it. We have a lot of grip, a lot of corners, so you need to be very focused on the face nose. It seems like this is our home rally, but we are 3,000 kilometers far from here. So, but yeah, here will be a lot of local drivers, also from Super Spanish Championship, a lot of really good guys.
It's really tough, the rally. We have many different styles of stages, and into the stage you have many different tarmacs, many different rhythms. Your mind have to be really, really, really fast and don't make mistakes for sure.
So, with the Rally Islas Canaries set to make its WRC bound next year, one of the ERC stars has also announced his own World Championship debut. Martin Sesk set to compete in an M Sport Ford Puma Rally 1 in Poland and his home events in Latvia in the summer.
For sure, now the hardest part will be the driving. The managing of that was hard, but it was, you know, you sit in the office, but then you all need to get into the car. So, yeah, very, very happy about that. But yeah, for sure it will be big pressure on myself. Because I usually put pressure on myself, not the others. So, yeah, but I think the most important part is to enjoy and try to do our best, and then we'll see after that what's happening. Because yeah, not every time we get an opportunity to drive.
On this first asphalt round of the championship, road position is not so crucial, but the qualifying stage remained competitive. But with the fastest time in qualifying was last year's Canaries winner, Johan Bernardo. The Frenchman surprising himself with pace that rewarded him with the honour of running first on the road on Friday, a position not necessarily an advantage on these treacherous tarmac tracks.
That was not my target. I expect a place between 10 or 12.
Yeah.
I don't know why I break a bit early, maybe too late. And so that's not a good start, I think, because it's not the best position. We saw last year, we started in first position. It was really difficult, but it's only my fault. I was a bit too fast in this one, so it doesn't matter. We will see tomorrow. Last year we started first, we lost around 30 seconds in the first stage, and then we won the rally with the 30 seconds, so we will see.
Behind Bernardo was one of the rapid Spaniards in Diego Riloba, Hungary podium finisher Maciej Franceschi, and another local star in Jose Antonio Suarez. With less than 2 seconds between the top 10, it hinted at just how competitive the next 2 days could be.
papá.
Rally fans mingled with curious onlookers at the ceremonial start in the heart of Las Palmas. A vibrant way to get this spectacular event officially underway with this warm welcome ahead of the opening action. And stage one would bring the rally into the city, a tight super special in the shadow of the Estadio de Gran Canaria, which features a unique donut sequence inside a basketball arena, and the shiny concrete surface would cause havoc for some of the early runners. Multiple Spanish Canaries champion Luis Monzon had an early disaster. With more and more rubber laid down, the grip rapidly improved for the later runners, who could focus on putting on a show for the thousands of fans in attendance. Tanak made the most of the superior grip to claim the opening stage win. The following morning was the real action in the mountainous interior gets underway, with a loop of 3 stages repeated on Friday, just under 96 kilometres of racing against the clock, laying weight. And with warm, sunny conditions for the opening morning, Joan Bernardo could enjoy a clear road ahead as the first man into stage 2. The Citroën C3's colour scheme giving a nod to Sebastian Loeb's all-conquering Zara, and it was an impressive start from the Frenchman into the lead in the day's over with a stage win. Chema had returned to Gran Canaria a year after a dramatic accident that forced the Hungarian to miss much of 2023. The Skoda driver was up to 3rd in stage 2, but in the day's second test, once again, Chema was caught out by these rapid flowing roads. It was another frightening one to watch, but testament to the strength of these Rally 2 machines, that both Mixi and co-driver Attila Nagy would escape without major injury. Away from Chema's dramatic retirement, John Armstrong would finish the morning strongly. Tyres and brake preservation was key to success on these abrasive, undulating mountain roads. The Irishman was 13th after stage 2, but a pair of top 5 times in the M-Sport-backed Ford Fiesta have seen the reigning ERC 3 champion up to 6th. As expected, a number of local stars were in the mix. Diego Ruiloba is currently 2nd in the Spanish Championship, and although reporting his Pirelli tyres were all but destroyed by the end of the loop, the Citroën driver's second best time in stage 3 was enough to ensure a top 5 slot. Even our reigning champion Hayden Pannon had struggled to find a good balance in these bone-dry conditions. Understeer and low front-end grip was a constant complaint. It would be 4th place for the Kiwi, and set-up tweaks were needed at the midday service. Matthew Franceschi, meanwhile, would continue his fine start to the season. With that emotional first ERC podium from Hungary still fresh in the memory, the former French gravel champion was quick to prove his growing threat on asphalt. The 24-year-old passing his compatriot Bernardo to take the lead in stage 3. As ever, though, on these fast-flowing tarmac roads, the fight at the front would be fierce. And yet another of the Spanish Super Championship sluggers had saved his own tyres to perfection. Alejandro Cachon is currently 3rd in the National Championship and a WRC2 regular last year. With a pair of stage wins to wrap up the morning, the Toyota driver would storm into the top spot.
Oh, you were 4 seconds faster than Joan Bernardo in there. Tell us what it's like. The stage.
Lo que se cuece en casa empieza en la cocina. IKEA.
Qué bajo en Dios,
a lot of type of tarmac. It's very, very demanding for the tires, for the brakes. But okay, I think we managed really well. The start, try not to push the tires, and now this downhill, big push. The time is okay. Thank you.
So after 4 different leaders in the opening 4 stages, Cachon held a lead of 3.8 seconds over Bonato, with his fellow Frenchman Franceschi on an identical overall time, and Padden in 4th. The 5 different manufacturers in the top 6, underlining just how competitive the first morning had been.